Have you ever looked at a skyscraper, a car frame, or even a simple metal gate and wondered, how on earth do those pieces of metal stick together so strongly? That is where welding comes in. It is one of those things we see the result of every single day, but a lot of people don't really know what it is. So, what is welding? At its core, welding is a way of joining two pieces of metal together so they become one solid connection. Most welding does this by heating the edges until they melt, then letting them cool and fuse together. Other welding methods skip the melting parts and use pressure, friction, or even sound waves to bond the metals. Imagine two candles. If you light them, melt the ends and then press those melted ends together. Once it cools, you've got one single candle. That is the basic idea behind fusion welding. Only here, instead of wax, we are working with strong metals like steel, aluminum, or even titanium. Pretty neat, right? Now, why does welding matter so much? Well, without welding, a lot of the world around us simply wouldn't exist. That car you drive, welded. Airplanes flying overhead, welded. Ships, trains, bridges, construction cranes, all welded. Even the chair you might be sitting on could have welded joints. And it is not just for big industrial projects either. Welding shows up in small everyday things too, like home repairs, metal furniture, or even custom art pieces. In short, welding holds our modern world together literally. Okay, so how does it actually work? Most welding methods use some form of heat source to soften or melt the metal edges. This could be an electric arc, a gas flame, or even lasers and high-tech machines. When the metal edges are melted, welders often add something called filler material. Basically, extra metal that fills in the gap and helps bond everything together. In some words, though the base metals fuse on their own without any filler. Once the melting pool of metal cools down, it hardens into a very strong joint. Here is the cool part. That welded joint can be just as strong or sometimes even stronger than the original pieces of metal. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There isn't just one type of welding. There are several and each one has its own uses. Stick welding. One of the oldest and simplest methods. You use a stick-shaped electrode that melts into the weld. It works outdoors, even in windy conditions, so it is popular for construction and repairs. MIG welding. Very beginner friendly. It uses a wire fed through a welding gun, almost like a hot glue gun for metal. Great for car repairs, metal furniture, and DIY projects. TIG welding. A bit more advanced. You use a torch with a tungsten electrode and often add filler metal by hand. TIG welding makes super clean and precise welds, perfect for things like bike frames or stainless steel. Flux cord welding. Similar to MIG, but the wire has flux inside it. That makes it greater for outdoor jobs where sudden gas might not work well. Each method has its pros and cons, but they all share the same basic goal. Picture this. Imagine a broken metal gate hinge. If you just try to glue it with regular glue, it wouldn't hold. If you try to bolt it, maybe it works, but bolts can loosen over time or allow some movement. But if you weld it, you are literally fusing the metal back into one solid piece. That hinge can now take years of stress, weather, and weight without breaking. Now, you might be wondering, is welding dangerous? The answer is, it can be if you don't take safety seriously. Welders deal with intense heat, sometimes hotter than the surface of the sun. Bright flashes of light that can damage your eyes. Sparks, molten metal, and even harmful fumes. That is why welders wear heavy protective gear, helmets with dark lenses, gloves, thick jackets, and proper ventilation. But here's the thing, with the right training and safety equipment, welding is not only safe, it is also highly respected and rewarding skill. Let's zoom out for a moment. Welding isn't just about sticking metal together. It is about building things that last. The skyscraper, standing tall downtown. The pipeline, carrying water or gas across miles of land. The bridges we cross every day without even thinking about it. Behind all these are welders, quietly making sure everything holds strong. It is one of those professions where you may not always notice the work, but you benefit from it every single day. So, why do people enjoy welding so much? For some, it is the creativity, being able to design and build metal projects from scratch. For others, it is the challenge. Perfecting clean, strong welds takes skill and patience. And for many, it's simply practical. Welding can save money and repairs and open doors to solid careers in industries around the world. It's hands-on, rewarding, and honestly, there's something pretty amazing about seeing sparks fly as two pieces of metal become one. So, there you have it. The next time you walk across a bridge, open a metal gate, or hop into a car, take a moment to appreciate the words holding it all together. It is one of those hidden skills that quietly keeps our lives running smoothly. And now, when someone asks, "What is welding?" you will have a clear, simple answer. Thanks for watching. And if you found this helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more videos like this.